Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article that is very troubling. It's very troubling because you have people analyzing what other people say, and they put they have the decision making power to eliminate your content based on their understanding of the whatever you said of the statements. Now, if their understanding is low, they will censor you or they will fine you. If their understanding is great, the same, they can do that because they are able to understand what you're saying and be the arbiter of truth somehow. In this case, we have PayPal, and PayPal determines and decides to fine users $2,500 for spreading misinformation. So this article comes from Sputnik from today, which is the 8th of October 2022. This is the title. PayPal to fine users $2,500 for spreading misinformation. All right, well, I looked over what misinformation is and what disinformation is. And this is what I found. Misinformation, this is from the dictionary.com. Misinformation is the, and I'm quoting, false information that is spread regardless of intent to mislead. So it could be by mistake, regardless. Now, put a flag on the second half of the definition. It will be important later. So it said the spread of misinformation happens often in our everyday lives. We are human beings and we are not perfect. We can all make mistakes. We all forget things, mishear or misremember details. We tell our friends something we heard on TV or saw on social media that wasn't really true. If you are spreading around information that is wrong, but you don't know it is wrong, then you are, well, technically spreading misinformation. What is disinformation? Disinformation means, quote unquote, false information as about a country's military strength or plans disseminated by a government or intelligence agency in a hostile act to tactical political subversion. All right, so it's a deliberate misleading or biased information, manipulated narratives or facts, propaganda. All right, we got him? So it's misinformation that is knowingly, intentionally spread. Disinformation, misinformation. Misinformation, sometimes you make a mistake, sometimes you don't even know that what you're saying is wrong. That's not disinformation, it's misinformation. So, as we know, sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we think that what we know is really what it is, and sometimes it's not, but you're convinced about it. So therefore, PayPal can technically fine you $2,500 for that, for misinforming people on something that you think is right. So you don't have an intent to misinform people or to disinform people. Now let's see what else PayPal says here. All right, so it says that big tech giants have censored conservatives before. This new policy change comes soon after PayPal concealed amounts belonging to the leader of Free Speech Union, a UK group that protects those at risk of being penalized for exercising their risk to free speech. A new policy from PayPal will allow the company to fine users who risk others' well-being or spread misinformation, according to reports from the Daily Wire. Now, I understand put at risk of the well-being of some. I understand it, but misinformation, if it's not intentional, starting November 3, the financial services company will pull up to $2,500 from the PayPal accounts of users who violate the expanded policy, which also prohibits the promotion of hate, violence, racial or other kinds of intolerance that is discriminatory. I understand all that. PayPal did not respond when asked to define these terms, which will have a chilling effect on user speech, according to Aaron Thayer, a senior program officer of the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, to the Daily Wire. And now I'm quoting, under existing law, PayPal has the ability as a private company to implement this type of viewpoint discriminatory policy, end quote, said Thayer. As is often the case with ill-defined and viewpoint discriminatory speech codes, those with unpopular or minority viewpoints will likely bear the brunt of these restrictions, end quote. So now, what is that? When companies apply policies to restrict the religious speech of their customers, well, this is a different story. Whatever PayPal's intention may be, censorship and chilling free speech is precisely the effect of those kinds of vaguely worded policy, Tedesco added. The policy only applies to actions taken on PayPal's platform. So let's say, you say, okay, I think that I'm giving you an assessment, and I say, well, I think that Bobby Fischer was the greatest chess player, in the world ever. And some can say, no, actually it was Karpov. I say, no. Some other say, no, it's Kasparov. Well, so who is it? Which one is it? And if I come and say, well, Bobby Fischer was the best, is that misinformation? Because some people might think it's not Bobby Fischer, it's Karpov. Which one is it? I'm giving you just examples. Or let's say I'm talking about a unsettled statement or issue. Let's say global warming. Some people say, some scientists say, oh, that's global warming. Some don't some say it's not global warming. It's not that. It's something else. It's not true. It's not scientifically proven. It's not a consensus, even though some say, well, it's a consensus. Yeah. Some people say, no, it's not. Then what do you do if you just say, well, it's not a consensus and I think there's no global warming? Is that misinformation? Or if you say, well, it's global warming, or that's misinformation. Now I have another case. Remember when the United States attacked Iraq on false pretense? They say, well, there was not a misinformation. That was the information we had at that point. It was proven to be false, but we worked with that kind of information. We were supposed to accept that justification. There was the justification by the same weasels on the TV telling us that they hate our freedoms. And why do they hate us? Why do they hate us? I think they hate us because of our freedoms. Yeah, man, because we were so free. Yeah. That's how I had to listen to this for years. And I was like, isn't that maybe because some are too involved in the Middle East for others? Isn't that maybe? Maybe because some country were fucked for so many years by some other countries? No, man, they hate our freedoms, man, my beer and my game. Okay, do you vote? Yeah, man. Oh, shit. So, was that misinformation or not? I think it was disinformation because I'm pretty sure they knew they didn't have that information, mass distractions, those mobile labs that were changing like UFOs. You see it here, you don't see it there, whenever. But they knew they were over there, but they couldn't show it to us. They had to draw it. Okay, it's a wheel. Another one right here. And then it was Colin Powell, that expert, came in the United Nations and said, here, these are the mobile labs that Saddam has. And they were hand-drawn. They were drawings on a paper. His kids did or something. And see, that's the proof. And everybody was like, are you serious? Yeah, I guess you're right. Are you going to give us that aid now? Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, so was that misinformation or disinformation? If it was disinformation, that we all, not all, because the guys with, yeah, man, they hate our freedom, they didn't, oh yeah, Colin Powell showed the proof. The voting? Yeah, okay, got it. So, mass democracy, yeah, man, it works. So, I'm sorry, this is what happened to me. And I have many, I can give you names. call me. I give you names. I don't know if they're still alive, but when I was at work at that time, I had people, I was, okay guys, you're right, and you're about 7 here voting, and I'm 1 also voting. So you're going to be 7-1. So yeah, thank you very much, Bush. You're going to be reelected. Yeah. So, and which he was. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. You can misinform people if you don't know, and these guys can find you. Welcome to the free world with free people. And that's a private company. They can do that. What can you do? Pull your business out of it and put it into something that doesn't censor you or doesn't do this kind of shit. And remember, who's in charge of deciding what's misinformation or not? Because you might come to a conclusion based on your research that those guys don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And they will say, oh, that's a misinformation. Okay, sit here, you weasel, and let's talk. You don't know shit about it. What did you do? You put 3. Oh, okay, no, it's 6 million. It's 6 million. It's not 6 million and 1. It's not 5 million and 999,999. No, it's exactly 6 million. That's disinformation and misinformation. We're gonna pull you up. And you're like, are you serious? Yeah, man, that's 6 million. So you deal with this kind of, if you know what I mean, cube heads. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.